Hi guys, Raji once again with you on latest update on the June 7 primary midterm elections. As I've been speaking to you and as I've been stating my fears, they've done it again. As you know, that I went to court in 2020 elections about election malconduct, 9 months in court, and then filed an appeal. But I'm pleased to share good news with you. Here is the good news. This is my response. This is appellant response to the respondent's Secretary of State. This is appellant response to County Registrar Dean Logan and Board of Supervisors. Here's my response. This is my appeal. And the appeal case number is C like Charlie 093916 C093916. All this here is the juice of laws. It's not based on a story. It's not based on something that I've tried to put forward as to this should happen and this should not happen or try to manipulate anything. This is based on law. The whole appeal is based on the question of law, that there's a statute that has been constructed by legislature in the greatest of public interest. I'm really impressed with the wording of the statute. It says, under no circumstances may a vote count be accessed or released until 8 p.m. on the day of the election. Oh my God, what fantastic wording. And I based the entire case, made it as simple, as short as possible, and based it on the question of law. Whereas the opposing councils, the respondents, Secretary of State, Board of Supervisors, Registrar Dean Logan, their attorneys are trying to say that, oh, no. This case is about abuse of discretion. Well, I filed the case and I know what my rights are, and I filed it under the question of law, because this matter is about a statute that has been misused, that has been misinterpreted, and the trial court has gone to the extent of adding words to it to change the statute just to meet its judgment. And when any court tries to twist the meaning or add words to a statute, that judgment is void. That's why I went to Court of Appeal. And I'm going to read some case laws to you guys, okay? Bear with me. It's not too complicated. It's very important that you know what's going on here. Very important, because elections is what is the root of our democracy, the foundation of our peace, progress, and prosperity. If we don't have fair elections, if there's no integrity, if there's no sanctity of election, we got nothing. Okay? We can just keep dreaming on, because then the matter will always remain in the hands of the special interest. I'm going to fight it. I'm fighting it right now and proved it to you. I've been fighting for years on this, on my own, as a pro se in court. So I'm going to read the law. The general rule is that an appropriate appeal divests a trial court of jurisdiction with regards to all matters embraced within or affected by the judgment which is the subject of appeal. Okay? It's Lauder versus Mill. Then another case law. When an appeal is perfected, it stays all further proceeding in the court below upon the judgment appealed from or upon the matter embraced therein. Navarro versus Navarro. So again, here they're saying that if there's appeal that is admitted, the lower court judgment is put to a hold, or there's an automatic stay on that, which has been violated now by the Registrar Dean Logan. And I think all over California that I'm hearing is a lot of complaints from other candidates, and I reach out to all of you who have been injured with this, is because I understand the frustration that comes out of it, because when you go out and do your campaign and you're expecting fairness, regardless of whatever party you belong to, you expect at least the rule of law to prevail, the truth to prevail, and this is obstruction to the rule of law. So the appeal, the case laws support the rule of law. And I'm going to read one more thing here. If the words of the statute are clear, the court should not add to or alter them to accomplish a purpose that does not appear on the face of the statute or from its legislative history. Once again, if the words of the statute are clear, the court should not add do or alter them to accomplish a purpose that does not appear on the face of the statute or from its legislative history. People versus nulls. Okay? Again, it's saying you cannot add words or inject words to election code or law or statute, because if you do that just to suit your judgment, the judgment becomes void. And that's why I went to court. One more. Case law. The question before the court is whether the trial court erred by failing to make findings of fact and by taking it upon itself to rewrite the statute. But where the language is clear and explicit, the courts cannot rewrite the statute and inject matters into the statute which are not in the legislative language. There you go. United States versus Shira. It goes. It says you cannot do that. You cannot add words into a statute to meet or to suit your judgment. And because of that, I went to court. Now, my appeal is fully briefed, and I reach out to you, my friends, my brothers and sisters. I reach out to all the candidates who are trying to approach me, and I'm not able to return all their calls. Join me in this. There is still time. This is my appeal. It's based on case laws. Case laws that already define the case that I'm in, and action that's already been taken by higher courts on this matter. And I'm going to read a few lines from my conclusion so that you understand. I'm trying to keep this session as brief as possible. So I'm going to read a few lines just to explain to you what I have reached out to the court, what I'm asking the Court of Appeal. I'm asking them that the reason I came to the court was that, okay, they already harmed in me in the 2020 election, so they would be asking, oh, that election already happened, what can we do? Well, I took a big hit. And the opposing counsel are saying, but that election's already over, it's been 2020. Yeah, but you hurt me. And if the passage of time is going to make the wrong right, that's wrong. You cannot injure someone and say, oh, it's been so many years, so let them hurt. No. I've been fighting for the right of the people, for the voice of people, and I've been saying all along that they're going to do it again, and they did it again. So I've gone to the Court of Appeal and said, my case is already before you, the decision is about to come. Please stop the certification of the 2022 election, midterm election, till your decision comes out, because it's a clear matter. Any result coming out of a violation of any law, statute, malconduct, corruption is illegal, and that does not reflect the voice of the people. And what's the purpose of this election? Is to bring the simple voice of people. Why it has to be so complicated? So I have stopped. I request you to stop the certification of this 2020 midterm election that's based on malconduct, that's based on violating the election code, that's based on 16100A, election code 16100A, that describes the contest based on malconduct is fair. And that's what we are doing. We are contesting the election result because the malconduct is established, the results are illegal. Okay, I'm going to read the conclusion of my appeal. For all reasons of fact, of law, and of equity stated above, and in the appellant's opening brief, appellant respectfully requests this honorable court that the trial court judgment be reversed and that judgment in favor of appellant be entered. Appellant also pleads before this court to act forthwith. Appellant also pleads before this court to act forthwith and stop the certification of June 7, 2022 election results for District 32 achieved by violating 1511B, scan counting ballots 10 days before the election using the trial court's void judgment, which is under review by the Court of Appeal, to prevent the greatest miscarriage of justice. You know, after all this, I believe in our justice system. I believe in our justice system. A judge may do wrong, but there is a justice system which corrects those errors. Of course, it hurts the person who's fighting the case because it takes time, and not everybody has that much of resource or energy to keep fighting over and over in court of law. It takes a big hit. But I was I was discriminated when I was reported. I was hurt. Even the staff in the court was not responding to me properly. I was just facing obstruction from all directions, only delay. But I said, I'm going to fight this thing, and when the decision comes out, if it's good, fine. If not, I'm going to file an appeal. And decision was completely wrong. It was based on changing the statute. The trial court changed the statute, added words to it, and made it to suit the trial court judgment. The trial court went to the extent of saying not only that the trial court changed the statute and the wording of statute, but then it added by saying that for all future elections, this is what it's going to mean. Really? So the trial court has the authority now to change the words of the statute and put it for all future elections? No, they cannot do that. No trial court has the authority to change the statute to meet its judgment, because if you do that, the judgment becomes void. I've gone there for you guys. This is the document that I've been fighting. I'm putting forward to you evidence that I've been fighting for you. I've been putting nights and days, years to do this. And I'm asking all those people who are listening right now, who are watching to this, to support me. Support me. I need resources. I need to bring a very clear and transparent election process, and I promise you, the fight is to bring a very clear and transparent election process, to bring it the sanctity and the integrity of election in our system, because we are the role models of democracy. And people look at us throughout the world. And we are going to uphold that. It's a matter of integrity and sanctity of election. I'm fighting your fight. I'm fighting the fight for election integrity. They have done it to me again. They have harmed me again. They have counted the elections again and polluted the election results. They've compromised the election results. The election results are based on violation of law, violation of election code, violation of our automatic stay order that should have been in place. All that, there was no desperation for doing this. They've made the results illegal, and I'm hereby announcing my election contest to the midterm June 7th primary election, because that matter is already in court. I'm already fighting my case, a 2020 election result. I can't believe it. Oh my God. I'm fighting a 2022 election, 2020 election. Just look at this. 2 years, 19 days I'm fighting that, and these guys won't stop. They want to keep pressing and delaying the matter so that even the 2022 primary election, and you know what they're doing? They're trying to keep me out of the primary election. Why? Because I won this primary election. I won this fair and square because of the support of the people. I was doing a separate count of people who are voting for me. There's so many people that I don't know who voted for me, but I don't definitely have the count of people that have voted for me, and it's been enormous, landslide victory that I was expecting. And they've done it again. They've counted the ballots early. They've compromised the election results, and the election results are based on violation of law, election code. They're illegal, and I've requested a court of appeal to stop the certification of these illegal results, and once and for all, step down, make sure that we have clarity, integrity, and sanctity in our election process, and that fairness is the rule of law. Thank you once again. I love you guys. Raji, congressional candidate, District 32, California. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'll be back with you with the latest very soon. Thank you.